Hi, Happy New Year, and welcome to the Hummingbird Coven. Thank you so much for becoming a patron, for supporting my work, for supporting my magic. Welcome to 2022, and welcome to your intuitive oracle guidance for my air signs, my Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra energies. If you're new here, my name is J. Marie, and I release music under the name Azulaje. I recently released a single, my very first single in 2021 that I will have linked down below for you. It's called SunDayze. It's there for your enjoyment and hopefully for your inspiration in carving out some more time and more space to connect to yourself, to connect to your ancestors, to tend to self-love and self-care. That's definitely what I'm all about over here at the Hummingbird Coven. So with that being said, let's jump into this reading. You can pause the video for a moment to get comfy, grab some tea, grab some water, your favorite drink, light a candle, some incense, grab your favorite crystal, grab a scarf, get cozy. This will be an in-depth reading. I have some cards pulled for you already. I have some cards I want to pull, and then I'll have your individual messages for, again, my Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra energies. So yeah, get comfy, and I will meet you at the video. So before we begin, I just want to take a moment to breathe with you, to sit and to settle in, close your eyes, and just take 3 to 4 deep belly breaths, big breaths, in through your nose, out through your nose or mouth, whatever feels more comfortable for you. But just settle into this moment, settle into what we're about to dive into, which is the new year, 2022, the 6th universal year, this new cycle, this new normal. I just want you to visualize and focus, what does this new normal look like to you? What does it feel like to you? And just take a moment. I'll take one last deep breath with you. In through your nose. And out through your nose or mouth. Cool. And just a reminder that these messages are general. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't always. There's going to be some messages for you and some messages for someone else, and I am reading for all of the air signs, which is also why I recommend to check out some of the other videos, because they might give you some other nuggets of inspiration and confirmation. But the first thing that I want to do is pull the seasonal messages for you, the seasonal moon messages for spring, summer, fall, and winter, to see the overall moon message, moon energy that's going to be coming through for you, my air signs, in 2022. And then I'll pull some clarifiers. Then I'm going to get into the overall planet sign and house that is supporting all of you, as well as the feminine, masculine, and union energies. The planetary energies that are supporting, the cosmic energies that are supporting the feminine, masculine, and union energies, air signs for the year. And then I'll get into your individual messages, where I'll pull some ancestral guidance. We'll go through the themes that might be coming through for you in the year ahead, the shadow energies that you might need to work through, the lessons that are there to be learned, the blessings that are there, and some clarifiers for that. I will have everything posted in the description box below in terms of timestamps, so you can skip to your reading. But yeah, let's get started. So the overall energy for my air signs for springtime of 2022. What is the overall moon message for springtime? The overall Libra is showing up. We have full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. So this is justice, this is karma, this is balance coming through for you, my air signs. I think the full moon in Libra, if I'm not mistaken, happens in April. So it does happen in this springtime. So definitely pay attention to this moon. Actually, give me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly when it is. But it is in Aries season, as it's Aries opposite. So the full moon in 2022 will be April 16th, which is a Saturday. So definitely pay attention to that right away. It's telling you that that energy in that moon is going to be very impactful for you, my air signs. Things are coming into balance. Things are coming back into order. I feel like there might have been some chaos recently that you have been going through, an imbalance of energy, whatever it was, and things are now leveling out, whether this be in your relationships or your workspaces. Whatever maybe disagreement there was, or confusion or miscommunication, there's an energy of being able to see eye to eye. But let me pull the clarifier for this, my air signs. A win-win outcome is forecast. Clarify this energy. One card, please. So you have the card Defense and Alliance. Algol is what's coming through to clarify. Protect yourself from those who do not wish you well, yet offer your help to those who most need it. So I see, okay, I just heard a change in, sorry, it left me. But it was like a change of kind of priorities is a little bit of what's coming through, of who you spend your time and effort and energy with, who you invest in, or what spaces you're investing in. Something about it is you're switching that perspective because you're realizing that in a certain space or a certain relationship, the other person doesn't necessarily wish you well. There might be some ill intention there. And there are other people in your lives or other situations in your lives that are that need you, is almost an energy that's coming through. They need you. You have Saturn and Jupiter and Taurus energy. This is very like teacher-like energy is coming through. A spiritual teacher energy is coming through. Because that Taurus energy is giving me Hierophant energy, which is like the high priest in tarot. So this is someone who studies spiritual texts and then teaches those spiritual texts, right? This is doctrine. This is your beliefs, your values is coming through. And Saturn energy, you're being more disciplined. In a sense, you're maturing in a sense to be able to see clearly what's working and what isn't working anymore. And you're able to expand your, as you expand your awareness, you're able to expand your reality. I hope that's making sense so far. Jupiter also just moved into Pisces, so again, I am seeing a emphasis on spiritual teacher. This might be you working with a spiritual teacher, or you are a spiritual teacher working with people around you, your community, students, whatever that may be. But you're removing yourself from one situation and moving into another, and again, this balances out whatever situation you're in the springtime. This change in priority, again, is what's coming through. So for the summertime, what is the overall moon message for my air signs for the summertime? For summer, for my air signs. Thank you. You are good enough. Full moon and Virgo. As you move into the summertime, you are good enough. You are good enough for relationships that are reciprocal. You are good enough to be in a state of peace and bliss, and this feels like protected, comforted. You are good enough for love. You are good enough for security. Clarify this energy for the summer for my air signs. Full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. Thank you. Yeah, you are good enough for love. Eros and vitality. Alahu is this card. Pour your desires all over me, take over my body, and make my heart sing. Also Virgo energy. Yeah, you are good enough for loving yourself. I want to pause and just talk about, because I did write down some messages as I was meditating on your energy, and this just reminded me of some of those messages. So what I have written, again, as I was meditating on your energy, I was hearing certain things and receiving some messages for you, my air signs, for the year of 2022. So the first message that I heard was surrender. Surrender to your faith and to the divine guidance within that links you to the Creator, which is giving me this energy, like as you change your priorities, your perspective, your energy, and putting your energy in a certain space, when you put it into a new space, it expands your awareness and allows you to create in a way that links you to the Creator. I hope that makes sense. But that expands and balances out your life is really what's coming through. Understand and integrate the cycles, the seasons of Mother Earth and of life. Earth was a very big message that was coming through, reconnecting to Earth, reconnecting to also your body is coming through now with this Virgo energy. To yourself, to your spirit, and the energy that's coming through is the spirit that is in everything around you, right? Recognizing the Creator within self and the Creator within everyone around you, everything around you. Everything holds a purpose, and it's recognizing that in your day-to-day life is the message that was coming through. I then saw 21, 22, and 12. So those can be important numbers for you if you see them all together, or if you see the time 1222 or 1221. 1221, 1222 can be a potent time for you. Maybe you want to make a wish during that time, 1221 to 1222. And then I saw those numbers broken down into 3 and 4. 3, 4, or 3. Which is the energy of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, or the empress and the emperor in tarot. And there's these, it's 3, 4, 3. So I'm seeing spiritual source, physical force, spiritual source, or empress, emperor, empress. There's 2 feminine energies that are protecting and supporting this masculine energy at this time. Helping it heal is an energy that's coming through. Healing the masculine energy. There's 2 feminine energies helping to support and heal and protect the masculine energy as they complete a cycle together. When you add 3, 4, and 3 together, that gives you 10. So I was seeing an energy of completing a cycle and moving in. We're also moving from the year 2021 to 2022, right? So 21, 22 were the numbers that came through for you. So I'm also seeing now, so January and then December of 2022 will be very powerful months for you. But back to this completion energy, there's a completion that is happening. You are completing a huge karmic cycle is what I wrote. Yeah, you're completing a huge karmic cycle, and this has to do with unconditional love, is what's coming through. Libra energy is definitely about relationships. Virgo energy is linked to Hermit energy, which is finding your personal, like your own spirit, your own self-identity, your own self-esteem, and understanding and awareness of who you are. Which is also a message that came through for the Virgo reading. So if you want to check out the Virgo reading, that might have some wisdoms in there for you. This is also giving me, we have Virgo and Libra, which is fall time. Fall season, moving towards fall season. So that might be a powerful time for you. as well. But there is an emphasis again on spiritual source protecting and supporting a physical force as you move through the changing seasons. So I feel like fall season might be a very very potent time for this energy. You'll be feeling this energy strongly. Whether you are identify with masculine or feminine energy as a male or a female, or non-binary, or however you identify, we all have both masculine and feminine energies within us. So I'm talking on an energetic level. Yeah, so again, we have these two feminine energies. This could be a feminine in your life and maybe an ancestor, or two feminines in your life, maybe your mom and your sister type of energies, or your mom and your partner, or your grandmother and whoever. It's two feminine energies. This could be a friend, this could be a teacher, a mentor in your life, but it's supporting the masculine energy within you and also within your relationships at this time, allowing it to heal and allow it to complete again this karmic cycle that has to do with unconditional love. I feel like you're stepping back into an energy of unconditional love again, because you're being linked back to the creator, to source, surrendering and having faith in this relationship. This very much has to do with which came through, I feel like, yeah, in this first card here, this has to do with Saturn and Jupiter, but also Neptune came through, which is, Saturn is currently sitting in the sign of Aquarius at this time, and then Neptune as well as Jupiter are now sitting in the sign of Pisces, moving through the sign of Pisces. So this has to do with new, again, I think I said like spiritual teacher or something like that. This has to do with new spiritual teaching. Maybe you're exploring a new spiritual practice or idea or theory, excuse me, or just like different ways of practicing mindfulness in your day is kind of what's coming through, that supports your or reconnects you to your values and to your beliefs, your core beliefs, again, so that you're able to understand and integrate all that you're learning, and are able to evolve as an energy that's coming through. So this is Saturn and Aquarius energy. This also might be have something to do with online. Again, you could be a teacher possibly, maybe you're teaching online, or maybe whoever the mentor is, the only way you're able to communicate with them right now is online. That's Aquarius energy coming through technology, right? And then we have Jupiter in Pisces as well as Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune and Jupiter are co-rulers of the sign of Pisces. Pisces having to do with your dreams, your spirit, unconditional love, creator, source, divine energy, spirituality. Also has to do with illusions and fantasies. So you also want to be careful of not getting caught up in illusions. But I feel like you're breaking away from that with this energy in the springtime. You're breaking out of any illusion that whatever, again, relationship or environment you were in, it was not working for you because there are people in that environment that did not wish you well, is what's coming through. Or there was energy in that environment that just wasn't conducive to where you are in your journey at this time. So you're, again, shifting your priorities, shifting your perspective to be able to either receive, is what I'm hearing, or help others who need it most. And then there's an energy of inspire others with your dreams, but be realistic about the vision. Inspire others with your dream, but be realistic about your vision. Again, I feel like your mind is expanding, your spiritual understanding or teaching or wisdom is expanding, and you have a vision, you have an understanding and integration of your purpose, of your connection again to Mother Earth and to what you're meant to do here on this earth, is what's coming through. But you are finding a way throughout the year to ground that energy, to ground that dream, that inspiration, that vision that you have, and put it into a tangible plan, to be able to see it through, to be able to understand and reflect on the energies, the resources that you have around you. And again, maybe if you need to reach out for help or help others, how can you gain other resources is what's coming through, in a way that is reciprocal in relationship and in nature, that opens you up to love and unconditional love and vitality, feeling alive, right? Reconnecting, understanding, integrating the cycles and the seasons of life, understanding what this life is definitely also an energy that's coming through for you, my air signs. So I hope that makes sense. I know I kind of ramble through, and when I'm channeling, sometimes I speak really fast, and sometimes I don't remember what I said afterwards. So I hope that it made sense and it got through to you. I'm going to move on to fall. Sorry, actually, let me just go back to summer for a quick second, just so I can make sure I give you all the messages for summer. Specifically. So again, pour your desires all over me, take over my body, and make my heart sing. I feel like in the summertime you are going kind of into a hermit mode and remembering who you are, remembering your wholeness, balancing out the energies within yourself, getting your mind together, getting your actions together, and doing things that you love is what's coming through. 10, 11, 12, 13, which is the death card in tarot, which is interesting. I do feel like, again, you're completing a karmic cycle. You're completing a cycle in this new year. And I feel like with that, as you complete that, you move into more stability. Your masculine energy is healed and is integrated with the feminine energy, so that you are clear on your spiritual purpose and the source that you're connected to, and you're able to take action. That physical force energy that I was talking about, you're able to take action to move forward, to create in a way that feels aligned and connected to your spirit. Yeah, so that is the summertime energy. Fall for my air signs. Fall 2022 for my air signs. It's time to take action. Yeah, see? This is that masculine energy. This is that, and it's a new moon. This is a new, healed, masculine energy. Emperor energy. That you were able to complete that cycle in springtime, in Aries season, right, with that full moon in Libra. And then when you get to fall season, the opposite of springtime, fall season, that is when your new beginning starts. It's time to take action with a more integrated version of yourself. Chiron is also in the sign of Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer, the asteroid that is currently moving through the sign of Aries, forwards and backwards, direct and in retrograde motion, and it has to do with healing our identity wounds, which is why in the summertime you're really getting to know who you are. Sorry, I hope you can see that. The light is not too bright. But really getting to know who you are, so that you can heal whatever wound is connected to your identity and use that as fuel to be able to move forward in a more balanced way, because you show yourself unconditional love. Yeah, let's clarify fall energy. It's time to take action. One card, please. It's time to take action. Thank you. Manifestation and magic life. Yep. Or sorry, manifestation and magic. But life is a magical experience. Become the muse of your own verses. Yeah, become the inspiration for your own life. Use your own, where you've come from. Again, who are you? And what does that say about where you're going is very much what's coming through. It's finding a wholeness in the duality of who you are, in your light and your shadow energy, in your masculine and your feminine energy. It's finding a balance with that. You have Gemini represented in this card as well. And then you have Venus, again, showing yourself love, showing yourself compassion. And then Saturn coming through again. And this is new ways of doing things, new tradition, new ground, new foundation for your future. New set of rules, new structure, new order is what's coming through. Life is a magical experience. Embrace also the ups and the downs. Embrace the seasons of life. And then winter for my air signs. This one. Thank you. Then you have new moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. Sorry, hold on. There we go. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Yeah. Where was it? Offer your help to those who most need it. That was the beginning of the year, the theme in the beginning of the year. You're shifting your perspective so that by the end of the year, you're able to do that. You're able to step into service because you're clear on your purpose, you're clear on your path, and you're now balanced and whole and integrated in yourself to be able to move into this new energy, into this new year. To move into love, to move into blessings, to move into compassion, to move into your highest potential, your greatest character. Take time to breathe out is at the bottom of the deck. Disseminating moon. Yeah, I feel like the beginning of the year is going to be the climax of this karmic cycle that you're moving through, the completion of it. And then as we move, you have 2 full moons and then 2 new moons. So if that doesn't tell you that the beginning of the year is a completing energy, and then the second half of the year is when you're really starting to step into this new energy, the 6th universal energy of ease, of harmony, of balance, of wholeness, of divine order and divine timing coming through to balance everything out. Take time to breathe out, relax, release, surrender, right? Was the message that came through for you, my air signs. So last clarifier before we move on. Yes, exactly this. Divine source and love. Aquarius and Pisces energy. Again, as I mentioned, Saturn in Aquarius and Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces is going to be a huge influence for you this year, my air signs. So pay attention to those transits 100%, especially Saturn. Yeah. When 2 souls encounter and they welcome romance, their hearts are bonded and fate becomes unbreakable. An energy that is coming through that I do feel like I need to mention is the twin flame journey is coming through. Whether you believe in it or not, for some of you, there may be a relationship in your life that shows you yourself so deeply that it forces you to heal, it forces you to integrate, it forces you into this period of lots of shadow work and healing yourself and knowing yourself again, remembering the sense of self-identity. Who am I at my core? Who am I in myself that connects me to, again, divine source, divine love, creator? Who am I? And what did I come here to do? What did I come here to create? Which is the masculine energy, but then what supports me, what balances me, it's the feminine energy, the energetic leader and the physical leader. In the past few years has definitely been about healing both toxic feminine and toxic masculine energy, but there has been an emphasis on toxic masculinity and healing that, and everyone has been doing the work to some degree. Some people might have been ignoring it, but I think if you're watching this video, you've been doing some of the work to heal our masculine and our feminine energies, but specifically our masculine energies, because we need to integrate it into the feminine energy to be able to create this new world, this new cycle, this new reality that we're stepping into, and the relationships that are, again, reciprocal, that are equal give and take within the relationships, that show and give and act on unconditional love and compassion within our relationships, to rebuild the home, to really rebuild the family, and rebuild connection, relationships. There's a message that's coming through is that as much as Saturn in the sign of Aquarius is changing certain traditions and certain ways of being, ways of doing, structures, it's also seeing where they were helpful to us in some ways, right? We see that, especially with it being in Aquarius, there's an energy of technology that's coming through, and in this time of isolation, technology can be a good thing in helping to bring people together, but does it at some point take away from the relationships that are actually in our lives? If we're so drawn into this virtual space, does it take away from real human connection, is what's coming through. So it's seeing the pros and the cons of all situations, right? It's nothing is necessarily good or bad, it just is what it is. But essentially what I'm trying to say is it's being aware of all sides and finding the middle ground, right? How can I take, again, these two opposing, extreme, opposite duality energies, masculine, feminine, light and dark, and how do I bring those experiences closer together so that I am able to move through more easily? I hope that is making sense. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can with how it's coming through to me right now. And it's also something that I'm still trying to understand and figure out in my own life and for myself. So pardon me if it was confusing, but hopefully you got the message, and hopefully you got the overall energy for the year and for the seasons. My air signs, I'm going to move into the overall planet sign and house that is supporting you for the year. Again, I haven't seen these cards, so I will be channeling real time. You have Pluto, Scorpio, which is the ruling sign of Pluto, and you have the 12th house, which is Pisces energy. So there's a lot of pressure coming through, and I also feel like there's a lot of, for my air signs, which is interesting, there's a lot of mind work, and it's subconscious mind as well. It's going into the darkest parts of your mind, going into to find the light is what's coming through. There's a lot of pressure that's being put on you at this time, that's being put on your environment, and on the environment. Pluto is currently moving through the sign of Capricorn until 2023, I believe. So there's a lot of pressure being put on the environment, on governments, on businesses at this time, and that's also being put on ourselves and our bodies, on with Capricorn being an earth sign, right? We're thinking of the energies that connect us to earth, there's pressure being put on the earth at this time, on structures at this time, and there's a need to get to the bottom or get to the depths. Scorpio energy wants to get to the root, right? To descend into the underworld is very much Scorpio energy, that death energy that came through, right? Which is in the summertime. You are good enough. It's knowing that within your core, right? Getting to the depths, the deepest recesses of your own spirit and existence, and mind, right? Subconscious mind, unconscious mind is also coming through. Again, to seek oneness with all there is, right, is something that I mentioned, to connect to that creator energy that is within you. So I'm going to read these energies for you. Resurrect the extraordinary power of prayer, seeking oneness with all there is. There's definitely an emphasis on reconnecting to your spirituality, my air signs, and again, learning about it, allowing yourself to learn about it, allow yourself to receive help if you need that help, or again, maybe you are a teacher in some way and you're supporting others in getting into the depths of their spirit, of their self. So take it again as it resonates. But we usually always start with ourselves anyways, and it just reflects out into our world. Another message actually that came through was you could be working with children. Was a message that came through. There was inner child work that came through, and you could be working, you can be someone who works with children. You can be a teacher in some way. Again, Jupiter energy was coming through strong. Get to the heart of the highest and lowest aspects of philanthropy. Yeah. Do or die. You must control the situation and keep your involvement hidden. So that is bringing me to the energy that we saw in spring, again, where you're changing your priorities or changing your perspective. And this helps you to control the situation in a certain way, to get out of situations where others, either people or the energy within that space does not will you good intent. Was a message that's coming through. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you have the need for control of purification to resurrect your faith. I feel like there's an energy of you need to be able to control your space, control your time. The energy, the message of new order is coming through, new schedule, new structure is coming through, so that you can resurrect your faith. For some of you, my air signs, you might have lost your faith because you've been stuck again in that karmic cycle, right? And you're not really seeing a way out, but the way out is coming. This is a year. This is a year for the way out of that cycle. So resurrect your faith and hold on to just even a little bit of it, and surrender to divine to balance your situation out, right? Is definitely the message and the energy that's coming through. An obsession with the secrets of hidden tendencies. I feel like this has to do with other people's ill intent, or just ulterior motives with you or in dealing with you. And this is about, don't just be aware and be cautious and be mindful that you don't get obsessed with trying to figure whatever the situation is out. If you sense that something's off, remove yourself from the situation is more so what it's about, instead of trying to figure out, how did this person do me wrong, how are they sneaking around, or whatever the situation or case may be. It's trusting again that divine will handle that in divine timing and divine order. Things will balance themselves out. The other person will receive their karma if they did if they were kind of sneaking around behind your back. The last message is a power struggle resulting from the power of large institutions or overwhelming events. So 12th house energy has to do with the hospitals and prisons and just places which aren't necessarily seen by the public, by the general public. They're kind of hidden. Things that happen in those spaces are a little bit more hidden. And this also has to do with like the subconscious parts of your mind as well. So take it as it resonates. But I'm also seeing this has to do with health in some way or another. And this is a power struggle of giving up your control in a certain space. Again, I feel like there's an energy of don't obsess over it and don't try to exert your will into a situation or onto a situation. Again, there's an energy of surrender. Pray on it. Have faith that things will work out and justice will be served and things will balance out as they are meant to. I feel an energy of you don't want to necessarily fight this. I feel like it can be potentially dangerous for your health. And I don't want to scare anyone and I don't want to trigger anyone, but just this is the energy and this is the message that's coming through, and I'm going to share that with you so you can take it as it resonates and just prepare yourself in whatever way you need to. Again, resurrect your faith, create that boundary to create sacred time and space to connect to your faith, to reconnect to yourself, reconnect to your ancestor, and to, again, possibly change your reality. Change your reality and move into this new cycle is coming through. So again, I hope that makes sense. I'm going to move on to the feminine, masculine, and union energies, and then I'm going to get into your personal messages. So starting with the masculine energy, because that one is definitely coming up. Wow, yeah. You have Leo and the Star. So Aries came up, but Leo energy has to do with your confidence is what's coming through. I'm getting solar plexus chakra for divine masculines. You might want to work with your solar plexus, being confident in your faith, in the ancestors, in your spirit, and in the spirituality that you follow. Have faith in that. Have confidence that you will be able to move forward in the healing powers of that as well. To heal your confidence is what's coming through for masculine energy. Again, there's this message of balancing out, going back within to heal. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just remember because I had that message of you have two feminines energies and then you have a masculine energy in the center. 343. And that message literally came out. Sorry, I just needed to share that because that is exactly what this is saying and what this feels like. There is, I feel like it's a spiritual energy, feminine energy that is supporting you and healing you and guiding you at this time and allowing you to hold on to faith so that you can continue to move forward and step into this new cycle of, again, unconditional love with confidence, possibly to a feminine energy in your actual reality, in your actual life, is what's coming through. Again, that can be a partnership, but I'm also seeing this can be business as well. Even a friendship is what's coming through, but it is some type of collaboration within this exchange. is what's coming through. It's this energy, this relationship, this partnership, whatever it is very transformative to you. It's very healing. Yeah. Yeah. So that is the message and the energy with that. This is taking a chance on love. 100%. 100% taking a chance on love, self-confidence to create a new cycle, new blessings, a new relationship. This is creativity. It's doing what you want to do, what your heart desires. Is definitely what's coming through for the masculine energy. For the feminine energy, you have, wow, beautiful, the 7th house and the moon. 7th house is that Libra energy, is that relationship energy, is reciprocity in your relationship. It's balance, it's cooperation, it's partnership. Sorry, this isn't the moon, this is the high priestess. This is the divine feminine. This is that, because the high priestess is usually sitting in between two pillars. So again, I'm seeing that like those two this spiritual source sitting on either side of this masculine energy is what's coming through, or even of this union. I feel like if this is a union or relationship as well, it's very much protected by divine, is what's coming through. But the divine feminine is tapping into her intuition about certain relationships in her life, partnerships in her life, trusting in the divine wisdom, the divine knowledge and guidance that she receives about certain situations, certain people, certain relationships. She's shifting her priorities and attention to something new, again, to a new cycle. We're not playing out the old cycle again. We're shifting our attention. We're remembering who we are at our core, and we're starting a new cycle. We're taking action towards a new cycle with faith and with a balance of our spiritual reality and our physical reality. The spiritual or energetic leader and the physical leader, which is the feminine and the masculine. And then the union energy, Pisces and 7 of Cups. Interesting. This is illusions is what's coming through. But also fantasy is coming through. Fantasy is coming through for the union. This is tapping into what is the ideal version of this relationship that you'd like to see. It's tapping into your spirituality. It's seeing all the options as well. Being aware of all the options that you have, and still deciding to choose love and to follow your heart and to follow your dreams and to cut through the maybe a fantasy that someone else is trying to sell you. This is being able to see through the fantasy is what I feel like. Be able to swim through. Yeah, definitely check out the Earth signs message. I think it was Virgo and maybe Capricorn, I want to say. But there was a message about it's foggy, it's misty, but there's this arrow, and you're able to shoot your arrow through the mist, through the fog, and for a second, for a moment, you see the glimpse of the other side. You see a glimpse of light in that space that the arrow just moved through this fog. You see the vision of what could be. So you know it's there, it's just foggy right now. It's just hard to see right now. But it's trusting your psychic knowledge is what's coming through. Yeah. Your idealization of relationships. Be part of something overwhelming and get a fair deal. It's overwhelming because you don't know how it's going to go. This is a new cycle. You haven't been here before, is what's coming through. So you don't know how it's going to go, but something inside you knows that this is the right direction to take. It's scary. It's uncertain. but it's about taking a chance on cooperation is what's coming through. Trusting your psychic knowledge of cooperation. Spirituality to ultimately experience balance. Self-confidence to ultimately experience balance. These are the messages that are coming through for you. Yeah, very spiritual. This year is going to be very spiritually healing and transformative for you, my air signs. So I love that for you, and that was your overall message, your overall reading. I'm going to now get into your individual messages. Again, I'll have all the links, the timestamps posted in the description box down below for you, and I will see you at your time. Hi, my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, or any other placements really that you're looking for, but those are the ones that will resonate the most. I'm gonna pull your ancestral guidance first, and then we'll get into your oracle cards. I haven't seen them yet, but I pulled for the overall theme or blessing that's coming through for you in the year 2022, the self-care practice that you can work with, your shadow, and then the lesson that shadow is teaching you. And then I'll pull some clarifiers at the end. But what is the overall ancestral guidance for Aquarius for the year of 2022? Thank you. Loneliness is coming through. When you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. Yeah, so Aquarius, if you've been feeling lonely, you've been going through this loneliness for a reason. It's because, again, this message is coming through for you, and especially as we move into this new year, if you're still feeling lonely, dig into that, lean into that, embrace that, because it's there that you'll find your wholeness and recognize and understand that you are whole within yourself. So anyone else that comes into your environment is just extra. It's just an extra blessing. It's just is only adding to what you already have, is what's coming through. And will also be more of kindred spirits because you're whole within yourself, so you'll reflect people who are whole within themselves as well, and you can just support each other in your growth, and in whatever relationship that might be for you, is what's coming through. So I hope that makes sense. The bottom of the deck is love. Yeah, it's knowing that you yourself, you are love. You are love itself. Again, you are connected to the Creator. You are whole within yourself, my Aquarius. So remember that. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember I myself am love. I feel like for some of you, if you grew up, if your childhood was lonely, is what's coming through. And so all you've been looking for is love from others around you, from people outside of yourself. It's about recognizing the ways you were able to find the things that you loved about yourself. What makes you unique is what's coming through. What do you love about yourself? What do you love about yourself? Perfectionism is coming through as well, to be aware of. Sorry, hopefully you can see that and the light's not too bright. This is about permission. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. You don't need to be perfect. And no one is really perfect. We're striving to get back to that perfect divine state, but no one is perfect. We are all human. We all make mistakes. And this is giving me, just be aware of if you're looking for perfection in another person. It's about praying and wishing and setting intention for someone who is whole, or at least someone who is striving for wholeness, right? As you are striving for wholeness, if it's a relationship that you want in your life, or a friendship or a partnership, whatever it is, it's, again, that unconditional love recognizes that others are going to make mistakes because of the things that they're going through. You're going to make mistakes because of the things that you're going through. But as long as everyone is trying, is putting in the effort, and is compassionate to each other, it won't be perfect, but it can be freeing, right? It can be freeing to have the space to make mistakes, to learn and to grow, either by yourself if that's where you are and that's what you need at this time, or eventually with someone else, with a kindred spirit, in whatever form that comes to you. But it definitely 100% starts with yourself. So show that unconditional love to yourself. Know that you are not perfect, and you don't need to strive for perfection necessarily. You just need to strive for wholeness and love of yourself, unconditional love for yourself. So those are your overall messages, Aquarius. Your overall theme, yeah, soul healing. Soul healing. This is why you need time alone. You need that time alone to heal your soul. 35, to move out of that cycle that you've been repeating, this karmic cycle that you've been repeating. You need to heal your soul and come out of that. Step into a new cycle, reality, existence, perspective is definitely what's coming through. Your self-care practice, look for fairies. Look for fairies, look for butterflies. Look for magic. Get creative. Unleash and unlock your inner child. Stop trying to be perfect. Allow yourself to imagine. Allow yourself to believe in magic. Allow yourself to look for the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities in your loneliness, right? Whether you maybe go to a park and you just sit and watch and see what creatures come to visit you. And what does that say? What is the message that they carry, right? Everything holds an intention. Everything has a message. So it's about looking for the messages, and that will help to heal your spirit, to heal your soul. Get creative. Maybe frolic around in a park like a fairy with a stick in your hand. Whatever it is for you, it's get silly, get creative, enjoy your time with yourself. What do you like to do when you're alone? What do you love about yourself? What makes you unique? What makes you different? What makes you magic is 100% what's coming through. I love that for you, Aquarius, because you are unique. Aquarius is so different. You're so unique. You're so out of this world sometimes. Embrace that. Embrace that as part of who you are. Know that if reality doesn't understand that, if society doesn't understand that, whatever, society is changing, they'll catch up. We're in your age, Aquarius. We're in your age. Be yourself, 100%. Believe in magic, believe in fairies, believe in something more, right? Believe in your connection to divine. Believe in your faith. Your shadow is grit. When a needle falls into a well, many people will look into the well, but few will go down after it. And this is about not getting involved in situations that don't have to do with you. Yeah, embrace your alone time this year. Aquarius, embrace your alone time. Embrace minding your business. Embrace minding your business and being wrapped up in your own world, because that's the world that also, the more you think about that, the more you live in that world, that is the world that will manifest in this life. Manifestation and magic, right? This is about minding your business. This is about not getting involved in other people's issues just to feel like you were able to help. There's nothing wrong with helping, but sometimes we do it to a detriment of ourselves, right? We sacrifice our own time and our own energy and our own resources to try to help someone else, because maybe we feel obligated. Maybe it's family, maybe it's a close friend, but sometimes we need to take our space back, right? Take our time back. We need to be able to say no sometimes so that we can deal with what we're dealing with individually, right? So this is about not getting up in everyone's business, minding your own business. I am going to read this card for you, just to see if there's any other messages that want to come through with this. Involving oneself in situations that do not pertain to you and taking on the accompanying responsibilities in a resentful fashion. Yeah, sometimes you realize that you're not even happy about agreeing to, like, it's taking more from you than you are even able to give. You want to give, you want to be able to give, a time to give rather than take, right? Fall season. But you have to be aware of how you're doing it, to whom you're doing it, right? Does the other person maybe have ill intention for you, is what we were talking about, which is comes up in springtime. So just be aware of that energy within and around you. It is asking you to take a look to see if you are currently undergoing the stress of handling a problem or situation for someone else when it really isn't your responsibility to do so. It is telling you to refrain from jumping into non-serious confrontation over issues that aren't your own, because it only creates rifts and disconnect in your world where there should otherwise be none. Yeah, I feel like for all of my air signs, really, there's this energy that you guys need some peace, you need some space, and you need some mental peace, and you need some people who are good people around you. If you're even meant to have any people at all, I feel like you're also meant to really connect to your ancestors. Like, those are your people for the year of 2022. Is what's coming through. So I hope that that makes sense. The lesson that this shadow is teaching you, the lesson that you will learn, is the cookout. Yeah, the cookout. Family and friends are good for the soul. Yeah, this is going to show you who are the people that you actually want to be around. Who are the people that you actually want to spend your time and energy with? Maybe it is family. Again, the kindred people, your soul family is what's coming through. Family and friends are good for the soul. This is about taking time as well to, again, maybe go to a park and have a cookout. Right? That can be really good for the soul as well. Being around people who love you and who you love. But yeah, take the message as it resonates. For some of you, this will be people in your life. For some of you, this will just be your ancestors that you're spending more time with. Family and friends are so, like, spirit friends as well. They're good for the soul. They support you in your healing because they want to see you win, right? They want to see you grow and evolve. So I'm going to pull a clarifier for you, Aquarius, and then we'll wrap up your reading. One last card for Aquarius for 2022. Thank you. Omo Cutlass, which is about observing. So that, yeah, I definitely feel like stay kind of to yourself this year. Stay a little bit quieter. Embrace your loneliness. Embrace your time to get to know yourself. Observe the signs, the people around you, the conversations maybe that that are happening around you. Observe people's intentions, observe your own intentions, observe the sign symbols and synchronicities that show up in your life. That is very much this energy. Bottom of the deck message is Ia Kane, and step into your confidence as that new cycle begins. I feel like this is more so, or at least some of this message, again, that more lonely energy is for the beginning of the year, for spring and summer, and then as you move into fall, winter, you step out in confidence with your soul family is what's coming through. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. My Aquarius, I hope that this message resonates with you. I hope that you have an incredible 2022 and years to come. Again, feel free to check out the rest of the readings in this video and in the other videos. You have all 12 of them for all 12 months of the year. Thank you again for supporting my Patreon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this page, to the YouTube page. And I will see you in my next one. Happy healing. Bye. Hi, my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Those will be the most accurate placements, but if you're looking for your other placements, you might still find some gems in this reading. But welcome to your individual message for 2022. I do have some cards